In the world of hip-hop and high-profile relationships, one truth always holds. Loyalty is everything, and betrayal echoes louder than any beat. This week, the industry is shaken by a storm of allegations involving GloRilla, the queen of Memphis grit, Yo Gotti, the CEO who gave her the keys to the kingdom, and Brandon Ingram, the quiet NBA star whose name just got dragged into one of the most unexpected love triangles of the year. If the rumors are true, this isn't just gossip. It's a complete unraveling of a professional and personal relationship that once looked unbreakable. Did GloRilla really cheat on Yo Gotti with Brandon Ingram? Or is this just another case of internet hysteria masking a much deeper story? Before we dive into what happened, or what people think happened, we need to revisit the foundation. The story of GloRilla and Yo Gotti isn't just about music. It's about loyalty, mentorship, and what happens when business and emotions start to blur. GloRilla first burst onto the mainstream with the anthem FNF Let's Go, a record that wasn't just a viral sensation, but a statement. Loud, raw, unapologetically real, Glo represented a new energy coming out of Memphis, and Yo Gotti saw the potential almost instantly. As the CEO of CMG, Collective Music Group, Gotti made the calculated but heartfelt decision to sign her in 2022, calling her a superstar in the making. Their partnership was celebrated as a victory for Memphis. Interviews showed them smiling side by side, and Gotti often referred to her as family. But fans noticed early on, there was a closeness that felt like it went beyond just business. Rumors began to swirl. Were GloRilla and Yo Gotti just labelmates, or something more? The way they moved together, how he invested in her, from custom CMG chains to designer gifts, it didn't go unnoticed. Gotti never confirmed anything, and neither did Glo. But in a culture where silence is louder than words, their refusal to deny the speculation only fueled the belief that something romantic might have been brewing behind the scenes. Whether they were lovers, close friends, or just aligned in vision, the bond was clear. But now, that bond may have been shattered. Now let's bring Brandon Ingram into the picture. For those who aren't deep into the NBA, Ingram is a forward for the New Orleans Pelicans, long, lean, incredibly talented, and famously quiet. He's never been the type to chase clout or jump in front of cameras off the court. He lets his game speak for him. But behind that calm demeanor, insiders say Brandon has always had an appreciation for bold, confident women, especially those in hip-hop. A few past flirtations with female influencers and rappers have popped up on gossip blogs over the years, but nothing ever stuck. So when rumors started to emerge that he was getting close with GloRilla, fans were shocked. Not because it didn't make sense, but because it seemed completely out of nowhere. The timeline is murky, but here's what we know. According to a DM leaked to a gossip page, Ingram allegedly started reaching out to GloRilla earlier this year, liking her private stories, dropping subtle comments under burner account posts, and eventually meeting her backstage at a show in Atlanta. A fan claimed they saw them together at a private lounge in Miami during All-Star Weekend. No security, just low-key conversation. Then in early July, another blurry photo surfaced of Glo boarding a private jet, moments after Brandon was seen walking toward the same aircraft. And that's when people started to connect the dots. Things really escalated during NBA Summer League in Las Vegas, where multiple celebrities, athletes, and influencers descended for parties, appearances, and events. That's where GloRilla and Brandon Ingram were allegedly spotted entering the Four Seasons together, not holding hands, not kissing, but unmistakably close. One hotel worker claimed both had separate reservations under different names but checked in together. That tip went viral. Hours later, a new video showed GloRilla in a hoodie and mask, walking through a hotel lobby with Brandon just steps behind her. They laughed, she nudged him. He placed a hand on her back. That moment, small but intimate, confirmed for many what had only been rumor. GloRilla, the face of CMG's new generation, might be getting cozy with someone very outside the circle, and all while Yo Gotti was preparing for the CMG showcase in New York, where GloRilla was noticeably absent. Yo Gotti's reaction has been muted, but powerful. He hasn't spoken publicly about the situation, but those who followed his social media habits know something is off. He hasn't posted anything about GloRilla in over a month. No behind-the-scenes footage, no shout-outs, no reposts of her performances. Even when she performed at the BET Awards and got massive crowd love, Gotti, usually her biggest cheerleader, remained silent. That's not like him. Sources close to CMG say Gotti is deeply hurt. not because he's possessive, but because he feels blindsided. One associate told Hip Hop Daily, "This wasn't about a relationship. It's about betrayal." Gotti gave her the platform, the backing, the trust. She didn't just mess with a random. She messed with someone completely outside the family. That hits deep. Another insider went further, suggesting Gotti found out not from Glo, but from Instagram DMs sent by fans. That, if true, would be humiliating for a man known for controlling the narrative. Gotti's brand is built on power and respect, and now his silence speaks to a man not just disappointed, but possibly reevaluating everything. Through it all, GloRilla has remained silent, publicly at least. No statements, no denials, no confirmations. But her Instagram stories paint a picture. One post showed her flexing in designer shades, captioned, "Can't lose what's never been locked down." Another story featured lyrics from a City Girls song about choosing freedom over feelings. It's not direct, but it's deliberate. She's saying something, and fans are divided. Is she subtly confirming she's moved on? Or is she using deflection as a shield from the firestorm around her? One thing is clear, she hasn't shown any public remorse toward Gotti. No apology, no appreciation, no reflection. And while some admire that unapologetic energy, others see it as disrespectful. A YouTube comment under her latest video reads, "You turned on the man who believed in you first. That says everything about you." Still, others argue Glo has every right to explore her life, her love, and her connections. As one fan tweeted, "She's not owned, she's grown. If Gotti had feelings, he should have said it." However, as Gotti reels from betrayal and disappointment, Angela's sudden reappearance has fans wondering, is this a genuine moment of reconnection or perfectly timed regret? Stay with us as we unpack the past, the heartbreak, and the possible second chance brewing in the aftermath. To understand the significance of Angela reaching out, we have to go back. Back to 2015, when a simple lyric sparked one of hip-hop's most iconic public crushes. Yo Gotti's now famous line from Down in the DM wasn't just a bar, it was a confession. He rapped, "I just followed Angela." Simmons / "I got a crush on Angela." Simmons, and with that, the world knew, one of Memphis's hardest rappers had fallen hard for the elegant, legacy-rich, New York-born heiress to the Run DMC throne. Angela, known for her polished image and calm demeanor, didn't respond right away. But the lyric was undeniable. Gotti wasn't being messy or thirsty. He was being intentional, publicly expressing affection for a woman he admired. Over the years, Gotti continued to show love. No drama, no scandals, just quiet respect and consistency. While Angela went through her own personal trials, including the heartbreaking loss of the father of her child and the weight of single motherhood, Gotti continued to build his empire, rising from a Memphis street rapper to a respected label executive and CEO of Collective Music Group, CMG. And then, in late 2022, the internet erupted when Angela finally said yes, and the two went public. What fans had hoped for years was finally real. Photos surfaced of the pair dressed in black, holding hands, smiling together on New Year's Eve. Angela confirmed their relationship on Instagram, and for a moment, it felt like love had aligned. Their energy was grown, clean, and quiet. No clout chasing, just mutual admiration and peace. But as quietly as it started, the relationship seemed to fade. By mid-2024, rumors began swirling that Angela and Gotti had separated. No hard breakup announcement, just less visibility, less interaction, more distance. It was said to be amicable, with the usual explanations: busy schedules, different paths, the challenge of balancing business, family, and love. Still, the love never felt truly gone. Fans noted that Gotti never unfollowed Angela, never deleted photos, never spoke badly of her. Some wounds don't bleed loudly, they just linger in silence. Then came the scandal that cracked open something deeper. GloRilla, CMG's breakout superstar and one of Yo Gotti's closest proteges, found herself at the center of a shocking cheating rumor. The story broke fast and messy. Blurry paparazzi shots showed GloRilla boarding the jet with NBA star Brandon Ingram. Hotel staff leaked info about them checking into a Vegas suite under separate names. A grainy video showed them walking close in the hallway of the Palms Casino. It wasn't just the visuals, it was the energy. Brandon's hand on Glo's back, the shared laughter, the intimacy in body language. Fans were stunned, but the real gut punch was for Gotti. Sources close to CMG say Gotti was devastated. Though he never publicly claimed GloRilla romantically, the connection between them was obvious. He had nurtured her career, poured money and mentorship into her brand, and, according to insiders, had developed real feelings, whether platonic, paternal, or romantic. For her to sneak around with an outsider, a basketball player no less, was seen by many around Gotti as the ultimate betrayal. He didn't just lose a rising star, he lost trust. CMG insiders reported tension at meetings, radio silence between the two, and a noticeable absence of GloRilla on Gotti's socials. He didn't retaliate. He just withdrew. Quiet heartbreak. The kind that hurts the most. Just as the dust began to settle, a surprising twist emerged. According to a source close to Angela, a stylist who has worked with her for years, Angela reached out to Yo Gotti privately, days after the GloRilla news broke. It wasn't a public message. No Instagram comments, no tweets. It was a personal text. Calm, heartfelt, simple. The message reportedly read, "I know things are rough right now. Just wanted to check on you. If you ever want to talk, I'm here." It wasn't thirsty. It wasn't dramatic. It was real. And from someone like Angela, who moves with class and intention, it spoke volumes. The source claims that the message led to a brief phone call. Not long, just enough to hear each other's voices. Gotti was reportedly surprised, even moved. One CMG team member claimed Gotti said, "Out of everybody, she's the one who checked in. No agenda, no fake love, just peace." That line alone tells you where his head's at. In a world of betrayal and performance, Angela might have just reminded him what real love feels like, quiet and steady. The internet, of course, had mixed reactions. Some accused Angela of being opportunistic, suggesting she only came back after Gotti had been hurt. But those close to her say it's not about strategy, it's about timing. Angela is in a different place now. Her son is older. Her brand is solid. Her mind is clear. And more importantly, her heart may finally be open in a way it wasn't the first time around. Sources say she's been reflecting on her past, not just with Gotti, but with love in general. A few months ago, in a podcast interview, Angela was asked about missed connections and second chances. Her response: "Sometimes we meet the right person at the wrong time. And sometimes life gives you another chance to get it right. But only if you've done the work." At the time, people thought she was talking about an old flame from her early 20s. Now, fans think she was talking about Gotti all along. The truth is, real love doesn't always hit on the first try. Sometimes, people grow separately, just to realign when they're ready to meet each other with better eyes, better hearts, and more emotional maturity. As of now, Yo Gotti hasn't publicly commented, but the silence is different. This isn't the withdrawn, broken silence we saw after the GloRilla scandal. This is a reflective silence. A silence that says he's thinking, processing, possibly, hoping. Those close to him say he's been in a peaceful but guarded state. He's not rushing into anything, not with Glo, not with Angela. But he's open, something that just weeks ago seemed impossible. A CMG executive reportedly told Rap Radar, "He's moving slow, but he respects her Angela, always has. If they do reconnect, it'll be because it feels right, not because it looks right." And that's the difference. Gotti isn't here for clout. He's lived through the hype. Now he wants substance. What about Brandon Ingram in all of this? So far, he's been radio silent. No cryptic posts, no interviews, no sightings. But NBA insiders say the two are still talking, and that Brandon really likes her energy. One teammate even joked during a post-practice interview that Ingram's smiling a lot lately, adding, maybe he got a new reason to. If this is more than a fling, it could get even messier. Because as Ingram's name becomes a regular feature in hip-hop blogs, his once low-key persona might be pulled into a world he's not used to navigating. The question remains, is he ready for that spotlight? And is GloRilla ready to risk everything for someone who may not fully understand the pressures she faces as a woman in hip-hop? This isn't just about feelings. There are real stakes. GloRilla is one of CMG's biggest artists, a Grammy-nominated rapper with major brand deals, tour dates, and a loyal fan base. If this personal drama spills into business, it could affect everything from release dates to collaborations. Will Gotti shelf her project? Will she stay on CMG or try to leave? And if she does leave, where does she go? Will another label scoop her up, or will she try to go independent? The music industry is watching, because this story isn't just tea. It's a cautionary tale about mixing business, loyalty, and love. So, where do we stand? GloRilla is being accused of stepping out with Brandon Ingram, while Yo Gotti is nursing what looks like a silent heartbreak. The internet is in chaos, the blogs are on fire, and the fans are torn. Is this just a messy rumor that got out of control? Or are we witnessing the fallout of a love triangle that never should have started? What we know is this: loyalty matters in hip-hop. And when trust is broken, sometimes the damage isn't just emotional, it's generational. We'll be following this story closely. Until then, let us know in the comments. Was GloRilla wrong for allegedly getting involved with Brandon Ingram? Is Yo Gotti being too sensitive, or was this betrayal? Can CMG survive this, or is a split coming?